This is everything I read in September. Last month, I think I went through the individual issues and then the trades, but I think this time I'm going to go through them in order. First, we have Absolute Evil number 1. This is a really cool lore interlude for the Absolute Universe. I really like seeing all the villains and the history with the JSA or the non JSA. And then the Lex Luthor reveal at the end. What's going on with that? Background number 12. I am nervous about this series because some of the writing choices that are being made, and I'm kind of hoping with the arc that they're currently in wraps up soon because I'm ready for a new story. Batman number 2. Still too early to have any concrete opinions about this yet, but I think it's got a good direction at least. We'll just have to wait to see where that goes. Birds of Prey 26. This is definitely one of my favorite ongoings right now, but it's really sad there's only 2 more issues after this. Satanic Panic. This is really just kind of a collection, hodgepodge of Halloween stories. They're not all horror, mostly lighthearted or comedic, but there's some fun moments still. Spider Boy number 1. I think it's 1998. This is from the Amalgam universe. Very weird, very different. It was kind of a hard read, but I'm still interested to know more about the Amalgam. I only know it in passing. So I might try to dive into this universe or this mix of universes sometime soon. DCKO number 1. This was a lot of fun. It was a lot going on, kind of info dumpy. I'm hoping that the rest of the event is a lot more fun. And I think it's pretty clear that Superman's going to win, but we'll see how it turns out. Miriam Heretic. There is a lot of weird writing moments, story moments with this issue, but I think it's just kind of getting its footing. So issue 2 probably is going to feel a lot better. I will be keeping up with this series just to see how it goes and where it goes. Exquisite Corpses, Volume 1. I think this is just the first 3 issues. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. The story is pretty straightforward, but there's still like a lot to work with and a lot to get really interested about. I'll probably just be collecting this in trades, but I still really enjoy it. Nightwing, A Night in Bloodhaven, Compendium 1. This is really big. I'm a really big fan of Nightwing. I have book 2. I will be reading it, but because of Chuck Dixon, I probably won't be talking about it too much. There's already a lot of racist things in this book anyway. New Gods 11. I think there's one more issue left in this series. I'm hoping for more, maybe a sequel or a spin off or just more issues later. Nightwing 131. I'm really enjoying this series, really enjoying this villain here that we don't know anything about. And I definitely just like the overall vibe and atmosphere that the story has. Power Rangers Prime 11. This is finally starting to heat up for me. I'm tired of seeing the VR troopers. They keep showing up, but I think it's starting to ramp up to more of the pace that I like. I just wish that the characters would get more development, but there's just so many characters. DC The New Frontier. This is the Compact Comics version. I like this a lot more than I thought I would. There's a lot of, like I said before in another video, Americana is it's 1950s. I really like the way that Martian Manhunter is written in this book. And I actually don't mind that the Trinity takes like a backseat in this story. Batman Arkham Asylum. This is also the Compact Comics version. I like this one a lot less than I thought I would. I just didn't like the characterization, the writing. I think the whole idea of Batman maybe belonging in Arkham because he's just as crazy isn't super interesting to me. I see more like a straightforward idea and kind of like a, oh yeah, sure, than like something to really digest. And the art was really cool, just really trippy and kind of hard to like go through. Green Lantern Dark number 7. This is the final issue of this series. I thought it had a strong start. I thought the universe was really cool. I just don't think that it had a really good direction. I wasn't sure what was going on with the story and why certain things were happening. But maybe they'll make more within this universe down the line. New History of the DC Universe number 4. I only got this specific variant cover because of a character that I like that's on here. I did read it. I thought it was really weird. Certain things I feel like were out of order, and then certain facts in here didn't sound right or just wasn't right. I'll probably get the trade later when that comes out and then read through the whole history in one go. Immortal Legend Batman number 3. I wasn't completely sold on the first 2 issues. There were some things that were interesting, they were pulling me a little bit, but it was really this issue specifically that really pulls me in. It kind of talks more about like what's going on. You get a better understanding of like what's happening. So I do really appreciate this issue specifically for really expanding the story in that way. The Power Rangers Halloween special. This one was just kind of okay. It was all stories about the original team, which I've said before, I wish they had used other teams within this. It's a collection of stories. Why not use a collection of teams? I do think the stories that were in this were just kind of okay. Sometimes they did things that were too weird, but it wasn't like anything crazy. It's really just like a fun compilation of low stakes stories. The Authority, Relentless. This is also another compact comics version. I have all the compact comics. I'm trying to get through ones I haven't read before. Maybe I'll do a tour of my books as well. I actually really enjoyed it. This was a reread, but I hadn't really remembered anything the first time I read it. If you don't know anything about them, if you don't know anything about the team or the characters, I highly recommend getting this book specifically. This collects the first 12 issues. You get a really good intro to the team and everything, and it's only $10 as well. Sometimes you'll find it for a little bit cheaper too. I do have volume 2. I think I got that years ago. I believe I read some of that as well. Definitely don't remember it. I have a couple other books in this universe that I just got recently. Maybe I'll try to read those soon. And then also maybe I might try to dive into some of the books of these characters that were post DC acquisition. Like maybe the Midnighter and Apollo books, maybe the Superman and the Authority books. I know they're probably not super great, but I'm kind of interested to what DC did with these characters, for better or for worse. Batman number 1, 1940s. This is a reprint of the 1940s one. They did this a couple weeks ago. And I got it. It's like a really big magazine kind of style. Very weird, very different. I talked about this before. Batman and Robin are very different. A lot of the characters are very different, but it's a lot of fun. It's 1940s, almost 100 years ago. So it's pretty cool. Cult of the Lamb, the first verse. I had this for a while and I just recently read it. I really liked it. I really enjoy it. If you like the game, you'll probably like it as well. I think Lamb's personality in this is pretty weird and pretty different. It's probably not what you were expecting, especially if you played the game, but I think the story is still a pretty good read. Transformers Volume 1. This is one of the best, or even one of my favorites that I've read in a long time. This is a really, really, really good kind of reboot or intro to Transformers. I know it's kind of a recent thing that they did, rebooting Transformers, combining it with G.I. Joe and some of their original IP, but Volume 1 Transformers is really, really good. It makes me want to get the rest of the series. I probably will get Volume 2 soon and read that. I really like this, and I really like the universe. I really like Transformers in general. I've always liked Transformers, so that was a big plus for me. DC versus vampires. I'm a really big vampire fan. I really like a lot of things vampire movies, shows, books, and whatnot, and whatever. I did not really vibe with this one. It seemed more like a book of shock factors and plot twists and turns than like good writing. There was a lot of things in here that happened that really should not have happened, just for the like point of turning the story's tide and like making things worse and worse and worse. American Vampire. There's a lot to like about this. I like the lore, I like the aspects of the different types of vampires, but they never really lean into those. It's really heavy into like time jumps, perspective jumps, and just different characters in there, what they're doing and where they're going. It gets to a point where like I think maybe it starts to slow down and have an actual direction, but it still jumps around even more. I wouldn't say I hate it necessarily, but it was a little hard to read and jarring with all those cuts and jumps, and it wasn't really easy for me to understand what the grand story is. Batman and Robin number 12. I really like this series. This is the final issue of this series, and I will definitely be getting the trade after, even though I have all 12 issues. A really big fan of this duo. Dick Grayson's my favorite Robin. So this was a lot of fun to read, and a really good final issue too. Cult of the Lamb, the Schism Special. This one also just came out. This one is a direct sequel to the trade, the Cult of the Lamb, the first verse. It's a lot of fun. There's showing some more game mechanics in the story, which I think is cool. There is going to be another special, I think, in like February or March next year. So I think they're just kind of continuing the story, and they're probably just going to keep going if they can to basically finish the game, but in a comic book format. So yeah, that's everything I read in October. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you guys have been reading. I'm definitely going to drop this.